Clean up, clear out, and get organized.
Simple, simple, simple.
Quick tips to declutter your kitchen.
That's unbelievable.
Your bedroom.
Did you think when you started today that you and I would be in bed with Dr. Oz?
No.
Your life.
It's about a new year, new you, and it starts here.
Plus, the trick to achieve your goals everyone's talking about.
This is about harvesting the inner power that folks have and don't realize.
Coming up next.
We'll save lives today. You guys ready to get healthy? For everyone out there who has a lot of noise and clutter in their head, maybe even some literal clutter around in your home, today's show is for you. We're going to show you how to clear your mind to reboot your body. Starting with a power plan to get your home organized so you can eat healthier, sleep better, and think straight. Plus, our Blueprint for Balance series continues with the mind-body trick. You're not using some tools that you have that could change your life for the better. And we're going to help you reach your goals by taking advantage of ones we share with you. And we have a Yahoo Health investigation. The results from their new provocative study will shock you. We're also going to find out why they say you don't have to actually love your body and how it might even be a good thing. Stick around for that one. But let's get started with the power plan to get organized so you can think straight. Professional organizer Peter Walsh is here. You are so passionate about this stuff.
Thank you.
Why? Why the emphasis on this?
Look, it's really pretty simple. I've seen lives turned around completely by a little bit of organisation. You know, our stuff can hold us in the past, our memory clutter, or make us so fearful of the future with what I call I might need it one day clutter.
That's right.
And it's really about making sure the stuff you own helps you create exactly the life you want. That's why organisation's important.
A lot of people think organization is about physical mess. It's about your physical space being invaded, but you actually argue your mind is just as much at risk.
Look, the best story I have that illustrates this is that every single time I declutter and organise a room that involves children, a kid's room, a toy room, a family room, every single time that kids come back into the space, they start to dance. Dance. They dance with joy. And I think that there's something in us that knows that an open space really can bring joy and happiness, and so many great things can flow into that space.
So I can start dancing right now. And all this wonderful thing.
You and I have we did that tango class together, and I think we should kind of keep that a little secret. Yeah, let's keep that secret.
But if we could dance, wouldn't we do it? What is it that holds us back from having that kind of blissful experience with the space around us?
Because the stuff, you know, we talk about too much stuff suffocating us or making us feel buried. And that's because I think in here, we feel that when the stuff becomes overwhelming, it really steals life from us.
So we're going to tackle that today with the power plan to get you organized so you can think straight. We put out a call for the most cluttered people in America, and they will be joining us today. There they are. I want you to start off with Lorraine. We've got the power plan to get organized, starting with a kitchen clean out.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, Lorraine. She's cheering already.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's great to see you. It is the central meeting place for most families. It's certainly in our home, the place everybody congregates to. Why is it impossible to keep the kitchen straight?
Well, I think that so much goes on in the kitchen. Anyone who throws a party knows that this is where everyone gathers. But this is the room that nourishes your family, not just in terms of food, but in terms of a place where you teach family traditions, teach patience, show what it's like to sit and enjoy a meal together. And with so much stuff, with food and wine and everything else, it can easily get out of control.
So you took us into your house, Lorraine.
Yes.
Let's see
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. We're going to show everybody what you are dealing with. Take a look.
This is my kitchen, and this is clutter that I have. It's very challenging enough being working parents and coming home and trying to make a healthy meal for your family. And more importantly, trying to get the things that you need to make a meal. So instead of looking through these pots, I'd probably just rather order out.
It's a big challenge, Peter. How does Lorraine and everyone at home get organized in the kitchen?
Look, it's all about I don't have enough space. That's what people say all the time. But creatively, you can tackle spaces in your home and really open up space. Pots and pans. I want to show you something. Look, this is what your pots and pans cupboard should look like. And there are two simple tips here. One, by using hooks on the door,
that's smart.
you can. Thank you.
That's very smart.
I like that idea.
Really
yeah.
easy. You can hang the hooks so that they're not lost in the back of a cupboard. So simple, simple, simple. Use vertical space.
Right.
And secondly, this guy is actually a file organizer from any office supply. Yeah, say it again.
Wait a
What?
minute.
It's a
No.
good idea.
A file organizer, and all you need to do is to turn it on its side
Right.
and put it in the cupboard, and then you end up with this,
Oh
which
my
is all of your
gosh.
pans stored.
That's unbelievable.
Simple, simple, simple.
I would have never in a million years would have thought something like that.
If I've lost the lid,
sorry.
no, you can stay.
Yeah.
If I've lost the lid, which I have done,
Yes.
what do I do with the pan?
Yeah. Right.
Once a year, go through your pots and pans because chances are we collect, the saute pan.
Right.
Yeah.
You never use that stuff. Cut it down to the stuff you need and use and want, and for the rest, pass it on.
I've been trying to find that saute pan.
It's gone forever. All right, let's take a look inside Lorraine's fridge.
Yep,
There's a picture
here it
right
is.
there, pretty scary looking. So how do we turn that picture?
Come with you there, here.
You can say there. You say with Peter.
Say
Keep Peter
Peter,
company. He'll
okay.
get lost
Okay.
otherwise.
Yeah, that's.
I get lonely very easily.
Oh, we'll get over
How
here.
do we turn that picture into this?
Look, fridges are just a nightmare because we put stuff in and it all gets lost.
It does.
Here's a simple thing. Use plastic containers like this. Throw this up here. Now,
Where'd you get
here's the
this?
reason to use a simple plastic container and what I call the 3 H's. The first one is H for handling. You can quickly and easily bring things to a kitchen counter or your dining room table. In this case, it's all the cold cuts, sandwich stuff, and all the condiments straight like that. Very, very simple.
awesome.
The second one is hygiene. H for hygiene. Spills in a refrigerator are a nightmare, particularly the juice from meats or dairy stuff.
Right.
If you have a plastic container, it's very easy to clear a space, clean a space, and you're much more likely to throw these in the dishwasher or give them a wipe out. And the most important one, because I know it's all about health and wellness, use a clear container to portion control snacks for your kids and for the family, and you put a clear container at eye level for your kids when they open the fridge, so they're far more likely to lift that out and use a healthy snack.
Lorraine was asking appropriately, where do you find these? What's it called?
These are called fridge bins with a Z, fridge bins, and you can get them at any of the major home retailers without a problem, or the Container Store as well. Easy to find.
Fabulous. I would have never thought to do that. I'm constantly just shoving things in, and the more things I'm putting in, the more things I'm forgetting what's in the back or what I'm putting down in the drawers.
Well, see, and that's another thing. You won't waste money buying things that you already
Right.
have, and you're far less likely to have wastage as well.
So you're into this?
I'm into it. I love
You're a
it.
customer, Peter. Nice job.
I love it.
Her mind looks clean already.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now, the next step in the power plan is to get organized in your office. Now, Kathy is here. She's admitted her office is the most disorganized place in her house. Take a look why.
These bills and papers from school, my 3 kids, my businesses, they've been piling up here for months. I mean, look at this. This has been sitting here for so long. It's got dust on it. How crazy is that? Seriously?
So, Kathy, how does the stress affect your life? And how does this clutter make you more stressed?
I spend half my life trying to find things. I mean, I have 3 kids, really little, one just got out of diapers, and 2 businesses, and I never know where anything is.
Yeah.
So, bills, school paperwork, I have people yelling at me saying, where is stuff? My husband,
Husbands. Humbug.
and I'm like, honey, if you want it, go find it.
All right,
And,
so
and it
you've
looks
got
like
an answer that might break some marital communion between you. But first, I'm going to give you a little quote that I love. I saw this as a meme on the web. A clean desk means messy drawers.
Yeah.
That's what usually happens, right? You're hiding this stuff away. Disorganized offices do clutter our minds in a big-time way. Explain that. Explain why putting in the drawer is not the answer.
Look, I think that you need to think of this stuff, your home office, in the same way you think of a business. If a business isn't organised and has good systems, it crashes and burns really quickly. I want to show you something, which you may wonder why on earth I'm holding
Like
this
the Matrix?
in. No, not quite. It's not the Matrix.
This is not a fork.
This is a fork. If you found this, if anyone found this anywhere in their home, they would know exactly where this lives. It lives with the silverware in the kitchen. It has to be exactly the same with everything else in your home. Everything has to have a home. Don't do the breath.
The kids don't have to take it.
That's wait. Especially with mail. You have to have a home for your mail. It can't live on the kitchen counter, it can't live on the dashboard of your car. It has to have a home. So you have to set up a mail station. And this is a little fancier than I might do. A mail tray is fine. It is adorable, as am I. However,
Peter, of course.
Thank you. A little bigger amount of applause for that would have been fine.
Humble this to Rulo level.
So here's what you should do. Have a tray where all of the mail lives. So any mail
that should be like a giant box.
Yeah, well, no, because you need to do this every single day. When mail comes in, anything that needs to be opened needs to go into one tray. Anything that is junk mail needs to be shredded.
Really a closed jar.
Yes, that's well, or a file tray. Anything that is junk mail needs to be ripped up or shredded. It has to go immediately, and then another tray for anything that needs attention, things that you've paid, or items that need to be filed after you've dealt with them, go into the third tray or jar. You have a system, you have a mail station, and you do this every single day. How often?
Every day.
Every day, or else it'll take over.
But it won't take that much time. I know the bins are the typical way, but I sort of like this. It's more attractive.
Yeah.
Plus, I know that you can see through this. You can sort of see where the issues are, where the opportunities are.
And again, we wanted to show something just a little different and just to mix it up a bit. This will fit in any decor. It's a new year, new you thing, and it's all about removing stress and making your life easier and the marital problem out of the way.
Hope that helps.
You know.
All right. Up next, the final step of the power plan will help you organize your bedroom so you can wake up thinking straight and sleeping better. Coming up next, Peter Walsh has one more room to help you get in order, from the closet to the drawers.
Clutter is decisions delayed.
Learn the easiest ways to declutter your bedroom.
It's about a new you, and it starts here.
Next.
Bizarre.
Most people thought I was crazy.
Obscure.
Nobody could figure out what was wrong with me.
Out of this world.
It was through dying that I truly learned how to live.
Medical mysteries solved. Let me show everybody what goes into this diagnosis. And botched butt implants.
I started to lose my breath. I honestly thought I was gonna die.
The new cosmetic procedure putting women in danger. All New Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow. Back with professional organizer Peter Walsh. Now, today's all about getting organized so you can think straight. We just organized your kitchen and your office. Now, the final step of the power plan is to organize your bedroom. You say you can learn a lot about a person by looking in their bedroom. I'm sure that's true for many reasons, but why does that have anything to do with organization?
Well, because I think a bedroom is the room that sets the tone for the whole house. It's the room where we're most intimate, where we most express ourselves to those we love. And so that room should really nurture your relationship and should be a haven and a sanctuary and a getaway. And if it doesn't, there's something not quite right.
So if it's not organized, what happens?
Well, I think it can all go downhill pretty fast. It's not going to be a place where you want to make love to someone. It's not going to be a place where you want to spend
I just wanted him to say that. Thank you. I love embarrassing you. All right. So Diane is one of our disorganized guests. We'll find out about the intimacy issue later on. Yep. She took us on a tour of her bedroom.
For the win. I really need to do some laundry. I can't find my shoe. Hey, I was looking for these shorts. What are they doing in my sock drawer? This mess is really stressing me out. Dr. Oz, I really need your help to fix this.
So Diane is with us. I learned just a second ago that people with messy homes, bedrooms in particular, don't get intimate that often. Is that true?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so, Peter. All right, how much time do you spend looking for stuff besides connection in your bedroom?
Oh my God, I spend so much time looking for stuff. I go in my closet, I open up one side, I look for a few minutes, dig through. There's things on top, there's things on the bottom, things on the floor. I can't find anything.
I have a closet just like that. Peter, what do we do? How help people organize their rooms?
Look, I think it starts with this idea that more is better. And if you have more clothes, you have more choice, you have more selection, things are going to be easier. Absolutely not the case. The clothes you have in your closet should be clothes you love, clothes that fit you, and clothes that you look great in. and we have an oldie but a goodie tip here to start. Can I
Please
show-
do.
Okay, so closets. Any closet generally looks something like this.
Yeah, that looks like mine.
Okay, the truth is we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. We wear 20% of our clothes
Wow.
80% of the time. So here's a simple thing, and you've seen me do this before, that you can do, called the reverse coat hanger trick.
Okay.
This is the most useful trip I've ever taken to visit Peter and learn this.
Look,
this is a good idea.
It's so simple. You take everything that's on a hanger and you hang it back the front in your closet. So you'd go through and hang everything back the front so that everything would look like this.
Right.
Why do you do that?
Every single time for the next 6 months that you wear an article of clothing, you hang it back up the correct way. At the end of 6 months, whatever is still hanging back to front.
Oh.
Oh, very bold.
That's a good trick. That's a good tip.
It's that simple.
What if someone's really sentimental about something? It is, at the end of the day, why we hold on to the 80% of stuff that we never wear.
Sure. Look, sentimental stuff really doesn't have a place in your closet. You need to decide what's important to the way you want to look. And again,
But what do I do with my favorite shirt, my lucky shirt?
well, if you have a lucky shirt that you no longer wear, cut a piece of fabric from it. Here's what you do.
Becomes a lucky patch.
No, and then you frame it with a photo of you wearing that shirt and you hang it somewhere in your house as a memento. And you can do that with heritage pieces as well. Let the shirt go.
Or you could, I guess, put it in long-term storage somewhere, just not where it's every day reminding you. Don't do that.
No long-term storage, Dr. Oz.
None?
None, because clutter is decisions delayed. You have to make a decision today whether you want a closet that makes you feel great and that doesn't stress you, or a closet that absolutely overwhelms and brings you down every day.
The blob.
It's about the quality of your life. Do your clothes help you feel great, or do your clothes stress you out every day? It's about a new year, it's about a new you, and it starts here.
All right, so we got the closet.
Yep.
Come on over here. The other big place around the problems is drawers, which I know why they're hard to get. And you got something you call the lower third rule.
The lower third rule.
By the way, when you're talking, I'm just going to lie down because I'm exhausted. All right, keep going there. Lower third.
Just put your feet up.
Oh, I am. This is
Put
nice.
your feet up. So here's the thing.
Would you pluff me up, please, a little bit? All right, Peter, take it away.
Let me ask you, did you think when you started today that you and I would be in bed with Dr. Oz?
No, not at all.
Well, he hinted at it at the very start of the
I've
segment.
been hinting at it for a long time, but let's move on. Here's the thing with any clothes that you have stacked in your closet, whether it's sweaters or t-shirts, every time you wear your favorite item, you put it back on a stack in your closet.
Right.
Chances are that the lower third are items that you never wear. So you can almost certainly go into your closet and grab the lower third of any stack. You will never notice they are missing. You know what to do.
I think you're right.
Yeah, lower third.
I don't
is that
go
true?
that far down.
And it's as simple as that.
Listen, I hope this helps you. I know there are lots of difficult decisions you've got to make. I'll throw these away for you. You take care of the rest. Thank you for being here. Peter, wonderful advice.
My pleasure.
You can find the steps to the power plan to get organized. You can think straight on DrOz.com. Remember, clear the clutter and cut the stress. We'll be right back. Next, a tragic injury taught this woman to use her body to control her mind.
And it will change not only how you perform, but also how you feel.
The mind-body trick you're not using that could change your life. Next. Today's show is about the power of clearing your mind. So now we're back with the next step of our season-long Blueprint for Balance series. My next guest has discovered a trick that's scientifically proven to use your body to control your mind. And the benefits, it can help you achieve your goals and even be more successful. She's sharing her secret with you today. So please welcome social psychologist and Harvard professor, Amy Cuddy. Now, Amy never expected to be a superstar in this, but you did a TED Talk, had 28 million of you watching it now. It's a lot, including my wife numerous times. We probably have accounted for half the views. So take us back to the beginning. What got you interested in using your body to control your mind?
Well, when I was in my second year of college, I was in a very bad car accident. and I had a serious traumatic brain injury. So I woke up in a hospital and I was told that I probably wouldn't finish college and that I needed to figure out something else to do. They said you'll be high functioning. But I had always identified with being smart, and so being told you're no longer smart, which is in essence what they were telling me, made me feel utterly powerless. It took me 4 extra years to finish college, 4 years later than my classmates. Eventually, miraculously, I ended up in a doctoral program at Princeton, and I spent 5 years feeling like an imposter, feeling like I really didn't belong there, wanting no one to know about the head injury. The end of the first year, I had to give a talk to my department, and I was so terrified to give this talk that I called my advisor, my wonderful advisor, and I said, I'm going to quit for my own emotional well-being so that I don't have to give this talk. And she said, no, you're not going to. I've invested a lot, and you have invested a lot. What you're going to do tomorrow is fake confidence. She said, you know what you're talking about. That's not the problem here. The problem is that you're afraid to share that. So you're going to fake it. And you're going to keep on doing that until you get to the point where you realize you can do this. So you're sort of going to fake it until you become it. And so that's what I did. She said, you'll also give every talk you're ever invited to give because the more practice, the better.
So if you can, give our audience, both here in the studio but at home, an exercise.
Okay.
Show them how today they can begin to use their body to change what their mind's feeling.
All right, so first I want to ask you to think about a very high stress situation. So something that you approach with a sense of dread and fear, that you enact with a sense of distraction and anxiety, and that you leave with a sense of regret, like I didn't show them who I am. You want a do-over. So this could be a job interview, that is for many people. It could be a difficult conversation with your boss or with somebody you love. It could be a meeting with your child's teacher or a meeting with your child. Anything that you walk into with that sense of dread and you leave with that sense of regret. Now, how did you feel? What was your mindset? Was it confident? Probably not. It was probably nervous and stressed out. When you left, did you feel good? Probably not. Now I want to switch and have you think about what you're doing with your bodies right now. So don't adjust yet. Pay attention to how you're holding yourself. I know it's cold, but are you making yourself small? Are you collapsing? Or are you making yourself big and pulling your shoulders back in pride? That difference is enormously important to what's happening in your mind and to how you end up performing, and to ultimately your ability to be present in those stressful situations. And it will change not only how you perform, but also how you feel. You leave with a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction.
And the brilliance of this is if you're present in the moment, you actually are much more effective at what you do. So Amy had theories about how her body could affect the actual biology of her mind. But she didn't just stop there with the theory. She did scientific experiments to prove her theory. Up next, what she learned and a simple new technique that can help you right now get what you want. Stay with us. Coming up next, Amy is back to reveal the results of her groundbreaking research. Her tips to gain confidence in any stressful situation. How to reach your goals by harnessing your inner power.
That's it. That is the victory pose.
Coming up next.
Nobody could figure out what was wrong with me.
Medical mysteries solved. Let me show everybody what goes into this diagnosis and botched butt implants.
I honestly thought I was going to die.
What you need to know. All New Eyes.
That's coming up tomorrow. Back with social psychologist Amy Cuddy. She's here to reveal the results of her groundbreaking research into how you can achieve true presence, be in the moment, literally, and reach your goals more effectively because of it. Now, she says it comes down to learning how to use your bodies to control your minds. This is about harvesting that inner power that folks have and don't realize.
That's right. I think everyone wants to feel more confident. No one feels confident all the time, and wouldn't it be great if we could walk into these situations without that anxiety and leave without that sense of regret?
Right,
so that's really what it's about.
So let's go with this theory you have, this experiment you did, testing whether our bodies truly can affect how we can achieve our desire to be in the moment, to be present.
All right.
So walk us through it.
All right, so what we do is we have people come into the lab, this was the first experiment, and we have them spit into a little vial because we want to get a sample of their hormones testosterone and cortisol, which I'll explain in a minute. We then have them adopt either a low power pose, and I think we have some examples of those. So this would be a low power pose. So anytime you're contracting, making yourself small, wrapping up, crossing your feet like this.
Hiding.
Exactly. You're hiding, making yourself invisible. So they did this for 2 minutes, or they adopted a high power pose, which is what humans and other animals do when they feel powerful. So Wonder Woman, which is my favorite. So this is maybe not my favorite, but it's a very powerful pose. We've got, I think, another one on here, sitting with your arms back like this. So anything that's expansive and open is associated with power and dominance and status. So they did this for just 2 minutes. And after that, we measured their hormones again and some other variables, but the main thing was hormones. And here's what we found. We found that just adopting a low power pose for 2 minutes led to a 10% decrease in testosterone, which is the assertiveness hormone, and a 17% increase in cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Now, adopting a high power pose did the opposite. It led to a 19% increase in testosterone and a 25% decrease in cortisol.
It's a huge drop in the stress hormone.
Yes, it is. In circulating levels, this is really, really big. This made people feel dominant and confident and relaxed and not stress reactive.
So let's get practical about this.
Okay.
So here's a picture of me sitting in my office.
All right.
We can't all look like this right before an interview.
I like the holding hands, though.
So since we can't go like this and slouch out in front of our interviews, how do you give your body the message, or at least help it give your brain the right message so you can feel present and confident in stressful situations?
That's true. So you can't, because it's offensive to go into a job interview like this, right? But you can do that before you walk in. When you have privacy, you go into a bathroom stall, the stairwell, the elevator, your own office, your own home. You can do whatever you want, spread out as much as you want, and that will optimize your brain to perform well in these stressful situations. Because look at what we do before job interviews, before any kind of stressful moment. We end up making ourselves tiny. We're not preparing our brains to do well and feel powerful. We're going over our notes, we're over-rehearsing, we're feeling stressed out, worrying about what might go wrong instead of just being in the moment.
So what's the pose that everyone, please stand if you don't mind, do this with us. Give them all a pose. Everybody at home, just take 2 seconds to do this. Everybody up if you don't mind, I'm gonna help you to help yourself.
All right.
Give them one pose from all your research you think is maybe the best way to start the process.
I think the best way, what do you do when you cross the finish line and you break through the ribbon and you win first place? Show me what you do. That's it, exactly. That is the victory pose. Universally across cultures, that's what we do when we feel powerful. So this is the best one that you can do. So just for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes before you walk into that stressful situation, and what happens is that you are no longer fighting yourself, you're being yourself. You're being present. And being yourself is what makes you compelling. When people can believe you, they want to hire you. They want to be part of your life. They want to bring you in, and you leave feeling like you've been seen.
But if I do this in the waiting area, I'm not going to be invited in.
Well,
So,
that's true.
How much before the interview can you actually do this stuff?
I would say don't be in the waiting area. Be in the bathroom stall doing this, where no one can see you. Now, there have been some embarrassing stories of people being walked in on, but you can always find privacy. You just need privacy, your own body, in a short amount of time. In fact, even imagining yourself in that pose in a little thought bubble can help you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful
Thank you
advice.
so much.
You can find much more out about Amy's research and her findings in her new book, Presence, Bridging Your Boldest Self to Your Biggest Challenges. Be right back.
Next, a groundbreaking health investigation. Have women become more and more body negative? The shocking results and eye-opening findings. And it could be affecting your daughter. The truth behind what women are really thinking about their bodies. Next.
Whoever said a doctor's visit isn't fun has obviously never been to the Dr. Oz show. Is that right? Make your appointment today. Go to droz.com/tickets and sign up for free tickets. Whether it's your height, your thighs, your weight, or your scars, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't have something negative to say about their body. But according to a new groundbreaking survey from Yahoo Health, the problem is far worse than thought.
In one of their biggest online surveys to date, Yahoo Health collected data from 2,000 people between the ages of 13 and 64. and found that 70% of men are either body positive, meaning they love the way they look, or body neutral, meaning they're okay with how they look and have made peace with imperfections. But the opposite is true for women. 66% are either body negative, meaning they're dissatisfied with their bodies, or body ambivalent, meaning they have a love-hate relationship with their bodies. Even more shocking, 94% of teenage girls have experienced body shame at some point in their lives, compared to only 64% of teenage boys. Today, why so many American women have fallen out of love with their bodies.
Unbelievable. Joining me today is Michelle Panaleko, editor-in-chief at Yahoo Health. What motivated your team to go digging into this issue?
Well, this past year, we saw the whole spectrum of the body image conversation, the good, the bad, and the ugly. On the bad side, online body bashing and shaming. On the good side, plus-size models getting huge advertising contracts and really redefining how we see beauty. So it's our mission to help our readers feel good about the skin they're in, but first we had to find out where they stand.
See, I thought we were doing much better. I thought women were getting more comfortable with their body, whatever shape it was.
I know, it takes time to unwind from these deeply ingrained issues.
So we're going to walk through 3 of the most eye-opening findings of the survey. First, only 1 in 7 love their body. 1 in 7 of you. I mean, that's unbelievable. Were you able to figure out why that was so low?
I know, it's a pretty disheartening statistic. And there are tons of reasons, some of them internal, such as the way you were conditioned growing up in your home and how that shaped how you feel. And also external factors like media images that you're exposed to, how your peers treat you.
Let's dig a little deeper because I'm fascinated by this. So 1 in 7 love their body, that's it. And here's the thing, half of all women feel body negative. Why are women so critical of themselves?
I know, it's pretty depressing. Well, the fact of the matter is that society sets a really high bar for us, right? And we're exposed to social media. Social media shows us what we think is reality, when in fact, it's actually an overly filtered, skewed, idealistic version of reality. And as a result, young women are getting self-conscious at younger and younger ages.
What about men, people like me?
I'm sure you're very body confident. I'm convinced of it.
Everybody, though, has those worries. In general,
absolutely.
Men do okay?
Absolutely. Men are not immune to body dissatisfaction, but society sets the bar a little bit lower for them. And what the Yahoo Health survey found is that they set the bar a little bit lower for themselves. So the #1 type, their ideal body type, they said was dad bod. Do you know what dad bod is?
Yeah, I've done a show on it. Is that right?
Exactly, right.
We aspire to have a dad bod?
I know. And the reason being, right, so for those of you who don't know what dad bod is, it's a guy who was probably pretty fit at some point in his life, but his priorities have shifted and he's gotten a little bit soft. There is no equivalent. There is no mom bod in our cultural lexicon, right? And if there were, chances are it wouldn't be a positive term.
You know, the statistic, because there are so many great ones, that alarmed me the most was about young women. 94%, not almost all, teen girls have experienced body shaming.
I know, it's absolutely shocking. And I think the reason is we post our whole lives online, right? So we expose ourselves. Not that we're inviting criticism, but we're putting ourselves out there and some people are gonna make negative comments.
So many of you don't realize that the way we talk to our kids about their bodies has long-term ripple effects. I want you to appreciate that now. And because this survey also showed us that teenage girls are 40% more likely to be body positive if their mom was. They actually may not admit they're listening, but they pay attention to their parents. So what can parents very concretely do? Are you a mom?
Yeah, I'm not a mom.
Okay. But pretend.
Okay.
If you had a child, what would you message to them?
Okay, so this is absolutely critical for parents to know. It's not just enough to not criticize your teen. You have to not criticize yourself. And girls in particular internalize these messages. When they hear their mom talking about being on this diet or that diet, or that she's dissatisfied with her appearance, or she thinks that she's fat, the teen daughter has no choice but to think, wow, there's a lot that can go wrong here. How do I stack up? So ban the fat talk from your house and be as kind to yourself as you are to your kids.
We're gonna do a little experiment, a little social experiment.
Yeah, we should.
Before the show, I asked the entire audience to write down one thing they dislike about their body. And you all did it. If you don't mind, show me what you got here. Oh, there's flabby thighs, saggy skin, bags under the eyes. I have that too, by the way. You know, dark circles, I have those, all those things. So let me just go, are you Jade?
Yes, I'm Jade.
And you wrote down thighs.
Yes. I wrote down my thighs because it's like, bam, they're in your face. They're big, they wobble. When I walk, they have cellulite, they're just bad.
We're going to talk about that in a second, but let me get Ariel. You worry what others think.
Yeah, I worry about what others think about me. Especially if I walk into a room, I think everyone's just like focusing in on like my insecurities, and it's the only thing I can think about.
So we actually asked folks, and you're one of those subjects, to write down a little diary of all the times you thought about your body. Do you have any idea how many times you had negative thoughts?
It was about like 17 times in one day.
Sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it surprised me.
Yeah, but there wasn't actually the finding of the survey. You were not alone. 14 was the average.
Wow.
So you're right in there. All these negative thoughts about your body every single day reinforcing. So Michelle, how do we do this? How do we tune out negative thoughts about our thighs or what people are thinking about us?
So what I suggest is following the N for N rule, which is every time you have a negative thought, replace it with a neutral thought. So for instance, instead of saying, I have big thighs, say, I have strong thighs that help carry me around the world. And that's going to help.
I like that. Would that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Be proud of those thighs. All right, when we come back, the steps to finding a happy medium. Stay with us.
The results? 88% of body-positive people and more than 2/3 of body-neutral people agree that their frame of mind has led to higher levels of happiness and confidence. Next, how do you find a middle ground between loving and hating your body? Michelle is back to show you how.
It's a bridge to get to body positivity.
Her strategies to banish self-hate and become body confident.
It is an absolute journey.
Next.
Nobody could figure out what was wrong with me.
Medical mysteries solved.
Let me show everybody what goes into this diagnosis.
And botched butt implants.
I honestly thought I was gonna die.
What you need to know, all new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
We are back with the groundbreaking study from Yahoo Health that focuses on women and body image. And what strikes me about the study are the extreme cases of love or hate that many of you have with your bodies. So how do we find a middle ground between hating everything and body positivity, which is the ideal goal?
Right, so getting from body hate to body love is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. It is an absolute journey. So the best route to take is to get to a middle ground, and that middle ground is body neutrality. So what body neutrality is accepting what is rather than longing for what isn't.
So it's a bridge.
It's a bridge to get to body positivity. It's a more realistic way to get there.
And there are a lot of ways you can accomplish this. So we're going to do a little experiment again. Remember Ariel earlier talked about how she always thought people were looking at her?
Right.
Look up here in the audience here. See that young lady up there who's got a spotlight on her? Right? That's how a lot of you feel. You're praying now, I think. Right? So they can be crusaded up there and crucified. The fact is that a lot of people think that's what's happening right now. Literally, they think there's a spotlight on them all the time. Where in reality, you're all lit up. Everyone feels the exact same way. So you got tons of light in every one of us. We just don't realize that we're not the only ones being illuminated. So what is this spotlight effect?
Exactly that. It's this psychological phenomena that has us thinking that this critical spotlight is shining down on just us, when really everybody's thinking the same thing. They're self-involved. They're thinking about them just the same way you're thinking about you.
How do you refocus your attention to make up for the spotlight effect?
So first and foremost, realize it really, in this case, isn't all about you. And then also, I try to channel what my best friend thinks about me, right? I'm not a one-dimensional creature. You're not just a good hair day to your friend. You're trustworthy and loyal and there when she needs you. Think about that.
So according to this Yahoo study, 40% of body-positive people attribute their mindset to eating right and working out. I'm just going to add this as one more concrete example of what you can do. And Michelle's brought us a little secret, a little surprise. She says you should start the day off the right way with a turbocharged morning meal. And if you do it the right way, even if you think a spotlight's on you, you'll be able to cope more effectively according to your studies. So
right, exactly, because if you start your day on the right foot, it sets the tone for the rest of the day, right? When you think you mess up right away, you throw in the towel and then you indulge. So this is a great breakfast: chia seed pudding. Chia seeds, super powerhouses, cinnamon, put some blueberries on, some almonds, and this is unsweetened almond milk.
And what's this?
That's pure maple syrup.
Yeah. You see, the health editor never mentioned it. That's why it probably tastes good. Listen, thank you for being here. Thank you for tackling the problem and doing this massive survey.
Thank you. Thanks for
Very
having
helpful.
me.
We'll be right back.
We're giving you all the tools to take your day off diet to the next level. Extensive shopping lists, a customizable calendar to keep track of your off days, delicious recipes from the Institute of Culinary Education, and Facebook groups that have been personalized to match your weight loss goals. It's all at your fingertips at DrOz.com. The same way you catch a cold or flu, can you catch a mental illness? Why a simple infection could be to blame. Then, could man's best friend become our first line of defense in detecting disease?
Compared to humans, they have more of the little receptors in their nose that capture the odors.
Elizabeth is back to investigate what these animals with superior sense of smell are capable of. All New Oz. That's coming up on Thursday.
Today's show has been about giving you ways to clear your mind and reboot your body. But one of your favorite snacks may be headed for a big reboot too, and it's huge news. What is it? Shockingly, the banana. It's a staple on almost everyone's shopping list, and it might be disappearing. How many banana lovers are there out there? Hands up. You got, oh, here's one right here. Here's a little present for you.
Thank you.
So what do you think about the banana being rebooted?
I think it's the perfect snack for on the go, and it even comes in its own little convenient carry-on case. When I throw it in my bag, I don't have to worry about it getting dirty or anything else.
So what would happen if it changed?
If it changed, then I'd have to put it in a brown bag or somewhere that I could eat it without it being dirty from dirt, whatever else is in my bag that I don't want on it.
So pay attention, this is really cool stuff. I'm gonna take you through a history of bananas and why they might actually be going extinct. Now, the whole saga started actually 50 years ago. And back then, bananas were very different, right? They lasted a lot longer. You wouldn't remember it, but they did. They tasted better. That's what people tell me. I don't remember it really. And they didn't need to be ripened. But then in 1965, there was a fungus among us. It was called Panama disease, and it destroyed all these bananas. It wiped them all out. The trees wouldn't grow them anymore. So farmers started with a new breed of bananas called the Cavendish banana. That's what I was carrying earlier. That's the one we all know today and love. But the future of the banana is threatened again. There's a strain of the disease that has returned, and it's spread all over the world, in Africa and Asia, right? All the way over in Australia they have it now. And banana farmers are reporting the loss of 15,000 plants each week. Not trees, but plants that grow all the bananas. So what would happen if our beloved Cavendish banana went extinct like its predecessor? Well, they'd have to come up with a new variety of bananas. It would hit shelves. It would look completely different. It would look sort of like this. You know, you couldn't tell if it was what it was, different shapes, sizes, and even colors. So how bananas is that? Is that shocking to you guys? Yes. Well, to make it easy for you, I'm going to make a video of this and put it on my Facebook page. Share it with all the banana lovers in your life. And remember, healthy and happy, it starts at home.